Hey folks, Remo back. I hope everything is going well for you. I have some really good news today, and that's that I have all the contracts added. Tops out at 37. I have all the watch points added in. Pretty sure I got this whole world put together. There may be a few small places I missed, I don't know. And really, the map is just about ready for everyone to have a play on. Now, what I'm wondering right now, I have done, well, this will be the only task that I have actually completed. I've looked through the programming. As far as I can tell, everything's set up properly. Now, the vast majority of these missions, being tasks and contracts, a whole bunch of them have animated model builds. Tons of them in this map. Probably the most I've ever put in a map. Really was a pain in the butt programming everything in, but I want you all to have a good time, so I went ahead and did it. Now, do you want me to spend probably, I'm guessing, a couple of days, 4-5 days, testing everything, making sure all that stuff works, or do we just go ahead, I'll do a little bit more checking around, try and get all the little stuff that I notice and I may have missed, because I'm going to go through with a fine-tooth comb and release it, and we'll look at maybe doing an update for anything that we've missed. Now, there's still things that I need to add in. I really haven't done anything other than put kind of the broad ambient sounds onto the map. There's a whole bunch of little sounds I still need to add in. Probably a little bit of tweaking and stuff. So if I were to release this, say, like tonight or tomorrow, in kind of a PTS state, would everyone be wanting to do some running around, do a little testing? We'll maybe let the map just kind of bake for a week while a few people play around on it, find any of the issues, and kind of finish it up with an update in a week or two. And with all my little stuff like sound adding and some of the animated models that are in there, like the birds and all that, none of that stuff's in the map yet. Just been concentrating on getting the core of it done, the missions done, the world built to basically a standard I set myself to, and I think I've hit it with this one. Not gonna lie, every time I put out a map, I am always a little bit worried that it's not gonna hold up to the standard that everyone sets for me, and I set it for myself. I really want to put out a professional product that if I do my best, I think it can be on par with what the developers are putting out. At least that's my expectations. I think this map is just about there. Now, it doesn't have, like I said, the little stuff that a lot of people won't notice and a lot of people will. So, would love to know your opinion. Do we put it out in another day or two? Let everyone go ahead with some testing to help me out? Or do you want me to spend, I'm going to call it a week. It would basically be another week, if I'm lucky, to get the time to play through this whole map. There's a lot of tasks. There's a ton of variety on what you're hauling. There's not nearly as much off-road stuff at this point, but that will increase as the next maps come through for the region. So it's probably what I'm going to be working on next is the next Highway Haulin 2 map. And we're going to try and scoot around this little roadblock. We're going to do one of the tasks, which is picking up the trailer. Nice. Okay, we're back. Got the Edison out. Yank this thing over. I almost want to take the Edison for a drive, but I haven't driven one of these 49Xs for quite a while, so I figured I'd stick with it. We'll just park this guy in the side of the road and we'll get back to the task. I'm kind of leaning towards letting you all at it. At first I had kind of thought maybe I'll just release the PC version and let a few people play, see if they can find any issues. But I don't know if enough people are going to see it. If with any luck, it's not going to take a month, like Outback Heavy Hauling, to get through consoles. Hopefully I got everything right. I think I do. So probably, If we're going to release it in the next day or two, which I'm totally comfortable with, put a little caveat on the mod thumbnail that this is like a PTS version. You may find some mistakes, but in general it's playable. The whole world's there, all the tasks are there, everything should work. There's just could be some spelling mistakes, maybe a factory doesn't build properly when you complete the task. Cooking pretty good up this hill right now. I'm impressed with this little truck. Any of those little things. I love the help. It takes me so much time to sit down. Like when I build maps, I'm generally, other than maybe a good day on a weekend, I'm building for an hour or two at a time, then go make dinner, come back, spend half an hour. Sometimes I get the routine done and the kids' lunches and all that ready in the morning real quick. Good morning, and I can spend 20-25 minutes just kind of plugging away. And it's hard to complete game tasks. I think you'll all probably remember this hill from other videos. It's gonna be a deal breaker for a few people coming down here, I bet. But anyways, I never get enough of a chance to sit down and just play, and half the time it's in the evening and I end up falling asleep because, you know, we run all day long. You can only do so much. So if you all want to help and are willing to maybe put up with a couple little issues, I would love to put this thing out in the next day or two. Ultimately, I'd love to release it tonight because there is that real off chance that it could get through real early next week. So let me know. I would love to hear everyone's opinion. And I guess ultimately I'll make the decision off of what comes out of the comments and so on, and what y'all think I should do with the map. So right now we are going to be completing the build the road task. That is a task. There's probably, I'd say there's 10 or 12 tasks, and the rest are contracts. So there's going to be a bit of variety, a bit of stuff to find here and there. Have hidden some vehicles around. I believe there is 6 recoveries, but a couple of them have trailers, and trailers and trucks are going to different places, so there'll be pretty good missions that way. I don't anticipate adding any more to the missions on this map at this point until we get into the next map. I think it should keep you busy for quite a few hours at this point. Although I have said in the past, with the highway maps, you can cover a lot of ground pretty quick. So the map doesn't feel quite as big as, say, an Outback overlanding. But I think it has its charm with the on-road stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun for anyone who just wants to kind of get out of the mud and haul some loads around to different places. As I've mentioned on other videos, the way I've structured a lot of the contracts are, for instance, the brewery. You have to build the building. You're going to get a few things to spruce up other areas of the business. You're going to go out and grab stuff from the farm to make it. And then in the end, you're going to get a repeatable task to deliver some of the product. So basically, you're going to have a few build-up areas. You're going to have some scattered little tasks around. Most of them, like I said, have some sort of model build or something in them. Well over the majority of them do, because I know that's kind of a more rewarding task to complete. And again, there's just a whole bunch of just on-road, not super heavy off-road, although the swamp will be pretty tough, some of the log runs. And I've split them up into different loading areas based on size of logs. Also a repeatable task. So there should be a lot of fun to just kind of whip around and live in the world a bit. Made sure there was a bunch of houses all over the map. Ones with garages. Ones with overhangs that you can park vehicles under. So there should be a lot of roleplay options. Bunch of variety of sizes and we'll say quality out there. Something I do anticipate probably with the next update would be to actually add in a few more small huts and stuff around the map that would just be more for role playing and scenery, not really part of any of the mission system or anything. So that's something else that I would be updating if I do release early, if you all want it. in terms of adding in the sounds, any fixes, maybe a few more little scenery things in the background. And obviously I'm working on localizing. I haven't even started it. It's all going to be in English, but the map is set up to add in the other tasks in different, or the other languages for all the tasks and missions. If anyone, just throwing it out there, anyone is interested in doing a translation from English to one of the supported languages, let me know, because Google only does so much of a job and it's usually not very good. One thing I've done in the past is kind of dumb down the language, make it, not even dumb down, that's a bad term, just make it more straightforward and use easier words that translate, so you're not going to get the same kind of story either that the English version will. So I don't know, if you're interested, it is a fair bit of work, don't get me wrong. It's quite a few pages of translations, but I would love the help if anyone thinks they have the time. Now I must say I apologize for any dog barking or sounds like thunder in the background. My youngest one and my puppy, who's about 4 months old, cute little guy. He's pretty rambunctious though. He's a Beagle Australian Shepherd cross, so he can bark and he's got energy, but he's a good little dog. But anyways, they're making a bit of a ruckus upstairs and I don't have any other time to record videos. It's a tight schedule, living life and doing the modding and throwing up the YouTube videos, so just kind of take what I can get. So this thing hauled up those hills quite nicely. I'm impressed. This isn't the heaviest high saddle trailer. The 770 I'm pretty sure is gotta be the heaviest trailer. It struggles, or makes most vehicles struggle going up anything. I couldn't use it in the testing earlier because there's that much of a depression that some trucks, the trailer will drag a little bit in that gully. That's why I switched to the construction trailer in that video if you haven't seen it. But it's something to think about because I didn't really change it much. But the higher trailers tip that thing too much. Now just realized the unload is on the other side of the road, so we can't go up this way. We could try and squeeze around in the trees, but you saw what happened last time I went in the ditch, so I think we're just gonna do some high skill reversing. Always goes like that, I swear. And we'll take the highway across and come in the other side and get this delivered. Now the way I coded it in the game, when I added in the mission, after this you're going to have to go grab a few cement concrete slabs, which are actually pretty close to the location of this task. So this shouldn't finish the task, but I figured it'd be a nice little haul to show everyone. And you know, like I said, I built this map to kind of give us a place to do some more running around. I learned a fair bit with the first highway hauling. Wouldn't change anything on it other than maybe a few mistakes I probably still haven't got to. I'm sorry. It's only so much time, and it is really hard to go back on an old mod when you're not in the same mindset and you don't know where anything is. But I just want this to be a nice cruising map. There's a lot of vertical in it, a good mix of on and off-road tasks, different qualities of roads. I've left some of the asphalt roads a little bit bumpy. There's some better back roads than others. There's just some basically goat trails where you're going to be doing some scout stuff. So it should have a good variety, but it is really focused more on the on-road stuff and a bunch of hauls. Some of them are probably verging on too much, but it'll be excellent multiplayer that way. And I just really hope this gives us all a place to chill out and kind of live in for a little bit in more of the real world again, and perhaps just something a little different, a little more polished than the first highway hauling. I 100% intend to make this a region, so I'm thinking most likely I'm just going to start on the second map in the series, Just keep some hauling going. I don't think it's going to be really anytime too soon that we're going to see another Season 12 update, DLC update coming. So I think I'm just going to stick with this hauling map, and we'll just kind of add to the adventure. Now, I did kind of say earlier that I was thinking about doing basically, if you look at the highway, there's an upper level that's going to go up high into the hills, and there's a lower level that is probably going to be more focused on oil rig, that kind of stuff, using some of those models from the game. What would you all rather see? Do we want to go up the hill into some more mountainous terrain and a little different setup, or do we want to head out towards and do some of the oil drilling? And my thought is a little bit like the Pembina oil fields map, if anyone's played that. Would be that kind of scenario. So yeah, would love to know what you think, where we should go next, because I'm going to be starting on it, and probably, like I said, probably a week I should have this map all straightened up and ready to roll. And if we release early with your help, it may be even quicker. Just keep an eye out for spelling mistakes and any mission issues. I must have missed a model build somewhere or done it wrong, because there is a ton of them. Anyways, 37 tasks. Let's try out the very first task and see if I made the trailer disappear, or if it's going to stay. Trailer disappeared. Model wasn't supposed to build yet. There's my first minor change. Not really a big deal, except for it's going to want you to bring concrete here for no reason. So, thanks for watching. We'll talk to y'all again real soon.